That drill is headshot from concealment in under 2 seconds. 7 yards, and you're simulating a hostage taker and hostage. So the hostage is the black target, the hostage taker is the white lollipop. And it's 6 inches, so you're talking about just the central portion of the head. It lets you know where your skills are. Like, I mean, this right here, cold, because I haven't done this at all in 5 or 6 days. So those are literally the first shots that I fired in the last 5 or 6 days. So anyways, thank you for coming out to the range, guys. I wanted to talk with you today about a holster that I received recently from JX Tactical. And it is the inside the waistband, the IWB 2.0. And it is a light bearing holster. Right out of the gate, I want to make sure you guys understand, I did not buy this holster. I usually buy most everything I've got. This holster was sent to me because a friend of mine is doing consulting work for them, and he contacted me and he goes, I got something you got to look at. And he knows I've already got my holster stuff figured out. He goes, just, you need to look at this. So I contacted them, and they sent me this one and another one. And when I first got it, I went, okay, you have my attention. Initially, and this is actually worth covering, like right out of the box. Paul Fowler, the owner of the company, I contacted him because I was having fit issues. I could not seem to get the gun to come in and out of the holster cleanly without just really boogering up the light. And I kept going, what in the heck is going on? And I'm thinking, there's something wrong with this company. They don't know how to make crap. Well, it turns out the problem was me. I was running an aftermarket slide on my Glock. Same frame, but I was running an aftermarket slide on the Glock. And because aftermarket slides are typically a bit taller, for those who don't know, when you have your slide cut for RMR, to get that optic properly seated into the slide, they have to machine, they have to shave off, obviously. And they will end up drilling through when they tap the screws, and it actually enters the channel where the detent for the extractor sits. Which is why you don't want to get flagrant with the Loctite, because you could accidentally Loctite your extractor detent and then it won't travel properly. Which is also why when you have a slide cut, when you have a, well, let me finish the first thought. So aftermarket slides, if you have one, well, I'm not going to ask you to take your optic off, but if you know what you're looking for, and I've been in this industry for so long, I pay attention to these things. When I got my slide, the aftermarket one, I remember looking in that hole specifically, and it was sealed, perfectly sealed. Here I am thinking, oh cool, someone figured out a way to get the proper seating depth for the RMR. But in reality, when I did some more just flat out looking at the slide, I realized I'm looking at a slightly taller slide. I mean, you could actually tell just by glancing at it that it was a little bit taller, because it had some step down areas that led to the, you know how the barrel moves up and down ever so slightly. So I realized there were some step down areas, which meant that that tall was actually taller, the slide was taller, and they did that because they wanted to make sure that that area stayed sealed. It's not that big a deal if you clean your weapon regularly, and frankly, the top of it is sealed anyways because the optic is sitting on top with a plate. The reason I'm mentioning all this is, when you have an aftermarket slide, it's not going to play nice with a precisely made holster that is designed to run with OEM parts. And so I contacted Paul, and to his credit, he listened to everything I had to say. And Paul, I can't remember if you asked me the question directly or not, but basically we got to the fact that I was actually running a non-OEM slide, and I felt so dumb. Oh my goodness, I felt so dumb. I thought, how many years have I been doing this? How many decades have I been doing this? And I completely forgot that part. And so I sent my slide into Doug Presson, and he cut this RMR, put the RMR cut on it, and I got this assembled the other day, and it's perfect. It is a beautiful fit. This holster is surprisingly good at concealing, better than a non-light bearing holster would be. And the reason for that is the very length of the holster. When it goes down the front of your pants, instead of it doing this, that length, that extra length, because basically your gun ends here. And that extra little length adds the wedge effect. And it basically pushes out, which pushes the handgun into your belly, and it actually hides quite well. And then when you're seated, all you do is make sure your belt is loose enough, and you just hike your pants up a little bit and just kind of flare out your shirt, chill, and you can. Yeah, okay, I will tell you this. I went to an event recently where we were seated for about an hour and a half, my wife and I, and I didn't want to be there unarmed. And I was able to wear this, and it didn't suck. That's the key to all this, guys. It didn't suck. I really, really liked it. It has a concealment wing on it. This is I think it's known as monoblock. If I don't have that right, I'll put it on the screen. I wasn't sure about this, and Paul was kind enough to send me the Ulti clip, I think it's called, Ulti clip, soft loops, different mounting options. This is what was on the holster when it arrived. This, oh my goodness, has become such a favorite because I wear a 1.75 inch belt, and this goes into the belt, or onto the belt, and it goes click, and it locks with the little steel hooks at the bottom, and this sucker does not come off. If you take the 5 seconds that's needed to properly seat this onto the belt, make sure the concealment wing is inside, push it down, and then you grab the belt and you go like this, and the clips will click, click, and now it's locked on, and it is not coming off casually. It is a setup that, as you can see, you don't have to spend a lot of time, you don't have to like stand around sucking your gut in to hide the gun. And I came walking down the stairs the other day, and I said to my wife, "Can you see the gun?" And she knows exactly where she's looking, and she goes, "No, honestly, it doesn't really stand out." So to have a Glock 17 with an X300 UB down the front of your pants, and it hide this well, oh, what a lovely sensation. This holster, I believe, is the monoblock. I want to say it's 70 something odd dollars, so it's not horrible. You know, this is not some $30 Amazon holster, guys. If you pay 30 bucks for a holster, you're getting a $30 holster. JX Tactical is a company that I will absolutely suggest for you to do business with because, like I said earlier, I've talked with the owner. I really like what I see in the man, and I know some of the things that he's doing in the background, and this guy is really working to provide a very solid line of products for you guys. Check them out at jxtactical.com, and if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. As always, I thank you guys for supporting me at tier1citizen.com. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.